Welcome to the Archangel Michael's chat. A little bit delayed. Just over at Jag's chat. She's getting her hair done. An open chat. A million trolls. A million lovers. A million supporters. Yet no one likes. You get that? Let me check my chat to see what. Okay, we'll do that one. Do that. All messages. Yes. Okay, all messages are on. So, I should be able to get people coming in and talking. But first, let's go on.
Connected successfully.
Oh, here we go. You got the Bluetooth on again. Josh? Hey, Josh.
The Bluetooth device has disconnected.
Okay. There you go. Bluetooth. Funny that. Makes you wonder how easily they can connect in. But as God said, let's put some light on the subject. Oh, there we go. Oh, people would all light up. Think, oh, this guy, he's got no technology. Sitting in his closet again. Dark closet. Trying to look dark and gloomy. Not giving in the Archangel Michael they used to. Ah, well. See, people who hate you will always influence others to hate you, but can never influence God to hate you. And as his top guy, I don't think that's going to happen in a hurry. By a long shot. You know, your haters don't hate you most times. They hate themselves because you are what they wish they were. When people hate on you, it's because you have something they want. Now, one of the three reasons, well, there's a few reasons, why people hate you. They hate themselves, which we know. They want to be like you, and they see you as a threat for some reason. But some people, well, they have no reason. They just hate for the sake of it. And it's online, YouTube, where you can hide away and troll. It's encouraging it. And at the end, well, it says in the book, no one is free from sin, which is true. Even the white lie, where the child comes up and says, I didn't take that biscuit, or I didn't take that lollipop. And you know they did. But they try to white lie out of it anyway. That's just training a thief for the future. And thou shalt not steal. And that's what that is. That's how to get away. People white lie their way through society and think they can get away with it. Think they're impervious. Think they can bag people and have no consequence. Well, we learnt that. I showed you what that could happen with axe. Then I found the consequence of actually doing that myself. So I learnt as I was trying to teach. You often do in life. Always be open-minded. Learn. Don't think you know everything. Because no one knows everything. No one knows whether you're going to be here tomorrow or not. 50-50 chance when you close your eyes tonight. You might not wake up tomorrow. Only God knows such things. Only God should know such things. When you love yourself, you are incapable of hating anyone, no matter what they have done. You think that one. Bad people will get punished by God when they get judged. They will go the wrong way, regardless. But as humanity, for us to get in that gate, it's kind of one of the keys we have to turn. One of the hardest ones, especially the most heinous things. we'll get the Lord's Prayer into the chat now. So we got God backing us up. People like this and they're not coming in. I got to check YouTube. The wrong one. I've got to do this. What we got to do? Come on now. Don't be like this, YouTube. Let me in. There's all messages. Because you got to watch this, YouTube. They won't get the messages through sometimes. People talk to me. Moderators come in. But they allow trolls to come in. Talk. Delete their stuff. And shut down my live. They get favored on YouTube, trolls. These guys. Now he looks funny. Got a smile. No, he's got his pants up. Way too up. If you have a look. Look at the socks. All the way up. Oh, he could be a Diddy follower. They're a funny crew. Okay, smiling, but the eyes, see, cross-eyed. Looks like a bit of a cactus. You go hugging this one, you're going to get a spike. So remember, trolls, they look funny. They might be a comedian, but they're still a troll. And why do we call them trolls? Well, trolls live in a mountain. And at the moment, we're in YouTube mountain. We're the runners of YouTube who dictate to us the laws of the lands of YouTube. YouTube streets, YouTube lands. Everyone's channel is a realm, a level. You must pass. You must act a certain way when you go into everyone's chat. You must be a certain thing. Otherwise, you don't follow, you become a troll, even if you are not. Judgment is best left to the judges. We who shall not judge, though without sin, is the first judge. And no one can do that. Not even the men of God, which are not men of God, they're men of men. The Pope and all that. Jesus never had a purse. Jesus asked people they can give what they can. That's as simple as that. Well, we've got to protect this content because that's part of this war. Copyright, take this one, take that one. Even if you're like Jag, it's pretty top class, A-class celebrity, awarded, by the government, top pinnacle of the land for a freedom fighter. So you only get them if you actually are one. Simple as that. She got respect in those high levels. You've got to understand that. There's levels. This is like a game. And she's up for way higher levels than any of you ever realize. And you try to put her down in the low levels. Well, that's like the discourses in life when you learn to be a social worker in university. You do the maths. It works out at the end of the scale, the worst treated person on the planet is a black woman. Naturally, out of all the sexes, no matter what you think there's pretty much only two. But there's a lot of thinking of other things. A lot of, genders in the mind. But out of that, man's usually the strongest. That's why we invent, equal opportunity. If man was not the strongest, there would be no equal opportunity because there would be no need for it. That's a fact. There's no women saturation divers that go deep down to fix those pipes. Keep your energy and communications running all around the world. None of them. So, get it right, people. Get it right. We need each other, and as simple as that. Men, can compete better than women. That's why we invented equal opportunity. So make it even. So everyone feels good, because we have that ability and have the technology to do such a thing, which is great. So we should do it. But we also have to remember in the mind, it is a given right, We do have to give that. We do have to drum everything, refashion everything, so it is equal, safe to be able to do these things. And that's the way it is. And then out of the races, this is the discourses of life, like they teach you in university, no different. Out of the races, well, out of all the races that get racist against, well, it's the black race. That is the most degraded. So you put the mass together. The man is strongest, and the black race is the most degraded. Then the black woman is the most degraded person on the entire earth. And that's the thinking. That's the red pill, blue pill bullshit. Left wing, right wing. You just changed the narrative on that one. Now you're trying to reverse him away with that black woman that's been degraded for millions of years at the bottom of the scale, at the top. But for what reason? What is your plan with this? I mean, the king, he's got his plan. He has him coming down after swearing 72 nations to Lucifer, coming down the street on a mechanical dragon. You got a plan for him. There you go. Just as bad as this Diddy's and these Jay-Z's. Same deal, different story, but the same deal. This channel's contents, including but not limited to text images, are videos in this channel and Sparta, and protected under the Copyright Act. Reproduction or distribution of any part of this copyrighted content without my permission is prohibited. And as easy as that. That's my stuff now, I can sue. Nice, sweet, easy. Comes straight off of Wikipedia, that one. So whatever that's happening with Jag, she puts up all the right stuff, all the right numbers, all the right years, the whole day, damn bit, way more than this. But yet they still overtake their content, members only too, split that up and show that back out, and not get charged. YouTube has an AI that does policing. Why does it not police such a thing? Straight away, they wouldn't let that up. It's got the ability to do that. No, you keep questioning, keep looking in, and asking whether he's the guy. But he is. Check this chat again, because I've got a lot of people popping in, popping out, seeing what this Archangel Michael is all about. Oh, here we go. That's not going to do nothing. There we go. Okay, change that. Stop that. No. You're not going to do that, Don. Oof. Yes. Okay. In, out. Got a Friday night. Doing this. Oh, but you get that. Who cares anyway? As long as I keep going on, I get a success. And you're staying more than 30 seconds, which is good for me because I get a like, one or two, but I get a view straight from you. Question. If people can hate you for no reason, is the question I asked you then. I love you. And that might seem a strange question, but the people can hate you for no reason. Why can't you love someone for no reason? Doesn't mean we have to get intimate. Doesn't mean I have to do anything. You think that one? And people ask God for love. And he has to do that unconditionally. Apparently. Not the God I know. He can choose to do what he wants. That's another narrative. That's a proper story you're yet to wait to listen to. Well, here we go. The best part of the day. Best part of the chat. The whole reason for this chat. Archangel Michael himself saying the Lord's Prayer in the name of Jesus. Or Joshua, whichever way you wish to speak of his name. Both will suffice. You often find things said in Latin have more power. Strange, that one. The language of the Romans. Keep telling people put enough faith in something, it can manifest. Even God himself. Here we go. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into the temptation, but to deliver us from the evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. Praise to the Mother, who what hurts Lucifer and the devil and the demons the most. The evil doesn't like life givers. That's what this game's about. Who's got control over life or death? God has control over this. Be thankful that He does. Regardless of who goes or who stays, it must be done. If death got a hold of you, well, I'm not going to read this book. I just got things stored in here. The Black Death. The Black Death. You read about that. You ever get a history of that? And find out, well, the mindset thinking of the day, the disease, how they work things out. Sounds like COVID to me. Same deal. Just a bit more technicalized. Well, here's some facts about Jesus or Joshua of Nazareth. Now, Jesus, he was circumcised at 8 days old, baptized by John the Baptist as a young man, as we know. And after 40 days and nights in the desert, he began his own ministry. He was a teacher of the law of God, and often referred to at the time as a rabbi, which is the correct term. At that time, he would have been referred to. It's only we refer to him as this Hollywood guy. But he would have been called that. That was the language of the land under the rule of the Romans at the time. The same Romans that gave you the stories of the Jesus and the God you know, led you astray for a long time. He often debated with the fellow Jews and other godlike people of that land how best to follow God. So he didn't just go around doing, prayers, feeding the poor, healing the sick, and performing miracles. He sat down with those men and he debated. And they had to figure out the best way to talk to God. As simple as that. And the whole Pontius Pilate, well, he's the one, the Roman guy. He's the one that washed his hands of the deal, but he's not responsible. They say, well, he is. The Romans strung him up, whipped him. They're the ones who put him up. It's because they were the law of the land. And where you got the passion, how that plays out. That was invented. That was invented back in the Inquisition, when they tried to defame the Jew as the bad guy. They chose to get Barabbas out and leave Jesus locked up to be crucified. That is a possibility. That is the truth. Who knows? I wasn't there. Was you? That book, you see, when you look at it, it's got a printing company. Are you sure they're telling you the truth? That's your God. As long as you keep praying for Bibles, as long as you keep praying in those churches and giving all your money to symbols and symbolism, because there's not a God-built thing in that place. As long as you keep partaking in the flesh of your Savior and the blood like a vampire and a cannibal, you will never see God. You will only see his wrath. Or he will send someone to perform it for him. Because, see, God is infallible. He's always got a fall guy. He's always got a backup plan. God is that intelligent. He gets off the hook every time. He's God. So wrong or right, he cannot be blamed. Do not blame God. It's out of his hands. It's in the hands of you and me. I just happen to be the Archangel Michael, slipped in without the wings, so I can perform this as a man. But an angel nonetheless I am. You know, they created the Christian community, like you've got Peter and James, the brother of Jesus. James, yes, his brother. He had 4 brothers and 2 sisters. I had the names of the sisters somewhere, so I'll find them eventually. I said it before. But he had James, Joseph, Judas, and Simon. They were his half brothers, but they were his brothers nonetheless. Same mother. They tried to switch that one around too. Oh, no, he got rid of her. He got some other woman. Oh, yeah. I see. He's changed the narrative halfway, eh? Doesn't say that in the Bible. Doesn't say anything about that. That's where you have to go into those scrolls. See, you don't know. They keep telling you that Bible, they left this out, this book of Enoch. I will not listen to a single person that quotes me that book of Enoch, because it's written in a printing company. Right? The one you're seeing, are you sure that's the real one? You sure that even exists? You sure that they're trying to run another gimmick? No? Yes, he does exist, because he exists in the good book. But, well, is that the real book of Enoch? Is that the real one? I don't know. Sounds like a bit of a Cthulhu, no, Lovecraftian story to me, that one. On epic scale. You knew about Enoch. You probably shit your pants. So get ready, because he'll be coming back. Simple as that. Live for today and not for tomorrow, because you don't know whether you're going to wake up tomorrow. Simple as that. Close your eyes, 50-50 chance to live, open up again. So live for today. You don't seize the day, you can't seize the day, that's theft. Right? Seize that day. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm going to seize the day. Put it under control. Are you powerful enough to take the whole day so you can stop the whole earth from spinning back tonight, eh? Are you that powerful? You can grab the whole light of the whole day when you walk outside. You can take immediate control of your day around you, if you're smart enough. If you seize it, you're stealing. So you got taught wrong there again. That's a bullshit narrative. You got taught wrong. Sorry. Cognitive dissonance. Look it up. Everything you think that's real, everything you've been taught, everything that we function by, is the false reality. But what functions underneath? Well, there's the controllers of your matrix. Wake up. You live in a false reality that this reality is how it should be, how it really functions. People are good. Government's going to back us up. Those fucking mommies are there to keep us hidden. When you learn that, you'll see. No, overthinking kills happiness. So you don't want to be like me, because I'm unhappy all the time. You know, it's lucky I don't turn green, you know. And that guy, well, you throw whatever you want at him, he just gets stronger and adapt to that. Funny that, because that's what that pale horse can do. Nothing can penetrate that now. It's that one thing. Some people will not hear you, regardless of how much, or how loud, or how truthful, or how loving, or how profound you speak. Wish them well and let them go. That is the true way. Don't beg them to come back. And don't make them a troll, they're not. Everyone is free to make their own choice. God gave us this ability, and all the other creatures in the universe hate it. Hate that. That's what started the war to begin with. Started the singing against us to begin with. Why should I be the sun that's going to ascend to the top? This pitiful little bag of flesh is down here, whining little maggots. Need to be reined in for a million years so they can learn the faith of God. Let me do this, Father. I will kill him. I will steal him. I will do these dope beats, and I'll do it in a fashion. And, all the angels sit back and say, that's fucking pretty good, you know. I mean, he built us all his powers and that, yet he loves these ones, made him like get more of his power. And they got a choice to do what they want to do. We got no choice. We got a hierarchy. We got to follow it. Well, boom, fuck. Pretty much that's the thinking. Sat there, all listen to that. Well, there's only one who spoke up. No. I remind him, who is like God? Well, my name is the question and the answer in that. Just the Michael itself. The meaning of the Michael. You break that up, it's got a whole meaning. But my whole entire name, Michael George Akbar, is the same meaning as well. When you work that out, he wasn't saying that he was like God. He was asking a question, who here is like God? No one. And I know him best, so I know he doesn't want that bullshit that he was singing. So we started the fight. And went on from there, and went on from there. And that's a family feud now. And I'm not part of that family. I am a weapon. I'm built different. One angel built different, because I'm not part of the family. I'm a weapon. I'm like the usher of heaven. Controlled by God. As a man now, it was a bit tricky. Being the most powerful weapon, I can be wielded by anyone. I am, restricted by the follies of a man, as I am one. So now I can make my own decisions. Get out of, I still got to follow the rules of heaven and being an angel. I'm the chief angels. I'm the only chief angel. They have to follow my law. But see, we slipped under that algorithm where God can't have his hands on things, see? Born a man now, well, changes a lot of things. I'm profound to a lot of laws. I'm profound to the law of nature, to my Aboriginal people side, my blood, my heritage, from the original inhabitants of Australia. I am through God, his law, which is divine and devout, and what we're all about right now. And I am the law of the land, which is policed by police, and controlled and backed up by armies, and signed constitutions. In the deal of the game between Satan, Lucifer, the fallen, the son, the one that's supposed to ascend to the throne, God's son, his first one, his most beautiful creation, and he put it into a man. Right? Well, they're playing that game. You've got to think about it. Rules in the game. God signs you in his way. His contracted way is a dot, water, a little bit of blessing. Follow 10 basic rules and all the other little learnings and teachings that come off those rules, bylaws, and you'll have your basic society. You follow that, you'll slip in, straight to heaven. If you ask a few questions, you pat down before you go in, make sure you're, not some called a pant, and then you go. Simple as that. In you go. But you got to choose your way. Everyone's choice is your own. That's what we're being given. Everyone has a choice like, what can I say? I don't have to do that because I don't have to do that. I can do whatever I want. You can't tell me what to do. And that's it. When people get out of that sort of thinking, you realize you can't do any of that at all. Yourself. You're not free. You're signed for everything. That's Satan's contract too. That's Satan's contract. Satan's contract is sign you in. We sign everything now. He's even got that down pat that he's got into the computer. And all you have to do now is do the fingerprint, do a bit of tick, sign your life away with, well, the best marketing device in the universe. A tick. Wonder what company's got that one? Where they got people working, selling $800, $900 shoes, whatever, in a sweat workshop under the rifle. Funny that. All kids, when they had their usefulness, where do they go, those kids? What happens to? You know, what happens to? We pay a high price for being intelligent. Wisdom hurts. If you're too smart, people can't understand you, so they will troll you, you know, put you down, or not watch you at all. But you get that. You get that. I hope this YouTube has not blocked my chat, because I've got a lot of people coming in and out, not staying, don't know what I'm all about. But you get that. Too bad. Why are you being a prick, YouTube? Oh, now you're going to really piss me off. Oh, Mr. YouTube, you're a funny character. I know people will be coming in and trolling. So I hope you're stopping them. But I also know the family's not watching anyone. They would pop in. I mean, come on now. Yes, life is really simple, Mr. YouTube. But we insist on making it complicated, don't we? Why? For you? Because you've got a good of a message. Because I'm not some sort of freak, because I got a mask on. Look at the shit that you got on YouTube. You got way more crazy people wearing masks and costumes than I ever have. And none of them speak the Lord's Prayer. No? Whoever is trying to bring you down is already below you, YouTube. Remember that. I put you down here, put the fountain on the ground, then you're below me. That's where you will stay. It's where you need to learn to stay for a while till you understand what it is to be trolled. To be made to look a fool when you're trying to tell the truth. You know? When you have all this AI, you're good to please us. You please us. You shut our chats down. You police everything that we do. You try to stop everything that we do. We have to put up all disclaimers, and you still let people take content when they shouldn't be able to. You know? Life, if well lived, is long enough. Be patient. Good things take time. Even with you, Mr. YouTube, or owners of YouTube, or Mrs. YouTube, or Miss YouTube, or is YouTube even a sex at all? Who knows? In today's society. One of the deep secrets of life is that all that is really worth doing is what you can do for others. Because when you find you do this, you pave your way to heaven. You light that way. You might get rewarded here on earth, which is fantastic. Just remember, you will always be rewarded in heaven. That's the way to path. You know, a doctor can save your life. A lawyer can defend your life. I don't know. I don't know about lawyers. Can't trust them sometimes. No, a soldier. That's why I say may. Don't know if they're going to do it. A soldier can give you a peaceful life, so he's got to work for that through war. All right, all them, they can do certain things, but only the soldier can give you the peaceful one. So you work that out. Peace can only be formed in war. It's only when you're at war that you can actually declare peace. But only God can give you the everlasting life that you seek. Not like man. We can become godlike. We can prolong our life a little bit. Well, to say something, he doesn't really want us going over 125 at the moment. Because we haven't worked out a way that we can sustain the food for enough for everybody. And we've got a bit of a problem. Every time we get out in the bush, out in the forest, out in the wilderness, when things start getting too many of them. We say, oh, we better call that one back. Well, guess what, human race? Get a bit too many of us. There's going to have to be a bit of a callback. It's written in that book. 30 has got to go. This earth can only sustain so much life. Keep our way of lives? Yes, well, our way of lives, yes. We need to go back to that simple way of life. I can do that. We go skinny pretty quick. You hard to get food out there, but I can survive. I can survive that. Availability of water and food is essential. Shelter is the next thing. You find these three, you're generally okay. Water is the first one. You can't survive in a normal, calm day where there's no water. You can't survive more than 3 to 5 days without water. You'll die very quickly without water. Food, you can go for quite a while, up to a month. Some people can't, but you can. Water is essential. Shelter is next. Then the food. You can do that, you're laughing. That's what you got to realize. Well, that's that. Been on for 36 minutes. Everything seems good. I've got a new phone charger now, so it charges up quite well. I was getting a bit upset going on because it wasn't charging up properly. No battery power. Bit of a pain, really. See, technology. Prone to failure. Why is that? Oh, you can't give you something that lasts forever. Then you're not going to buy another one, are you? They don't make a profit that way. They could put a direct generator in all petrol cars. A direct generator, because we've got alternators in them, right? Because put a direct generator in, that'll last 50 years before you have to change it out. Give you direct power to your car without a start. Alternator is designed to break down. Usually when they break down, it's the brushes in the arse end of an alternator. The little brushes that touch electricity, they push electricity to make it spin to begin with. Right? And they take them out. Now charge you a fortune for a brand new one. Take the old off, you'll recondition it for about 3 or 4 12-cent brushes of copper. You know how to do that with an aluminium can, you can get yourself out of trouble. You know how to buy the brushes, but you've got to buy them from Malaya, because they won't sell them from your own country. That's too easy, that one. How's that mechanic going to charge you $500 for that brand new alternator, in and out, when it's just a few brushes on the back of the alternator? You know, I do believe in road safety. But over in America, how you got that policy, you take it to the mechanic. The mechanic, he can actually judge whether you can leave with that car or not. Because it's not road safety, because that's part of your licensing factor. I find that very strange. We have our mechanics done that day, they probably get a punch in the jaw. They'll tell you about it, but you're not compelled to do anything about it. That's your risk. You go back out on the street, cops will get you. That's their job. So what's that telling you? In American society, the police ain't got the fucking time or to worry about your busted up fucking shitty bad cars. So they let the mechanics police you. Do they get a policing wage? Oh, they get the power over you and your vehicle before it leaves. Otherwise, they make money that way. Sorry about that. That's the system you seem to have. Oh, everything's on insurance. You wonder why people have got these billion-dollar companies, but you find out they're worth 2 parts shit. Because of everything's on insurance. If you go and insure something for $1 million, right, and it's only worth 2, who's fucking going to win that one? As long as you keep paying the dividends on those insurance payments, that's always insured. That's simply how you make money. And they're rich, they don't use their own money. They use the money of loans under the pretense of how much they're insured by, how much they can actually generate over a year. They take a dividend on that and say, well, you can loan this much. So when Jay-Z and Beyonce supposed to be the 2 biggest in the industry, which I don't think so, Bigger people than that. If no one gives them a loan, and they're wealthy as it is, well, what can I say about that? They're being cut off. Plain and simple. Rich people with $2 billion able in the bank available to, or $2 billion worth of whatever, usually can get a loan like that. Blink of an eye, get $100 million loan because they know they can be able to generate that in interest. No, $2.5 billion. The interest on that, well, that's $133 million a year. So there's $133 million a year that he can actually ask the loan. And if no one's giving him any loan at all, well, he's not able to generate that money no more. So something's in the mix. Something's going to be cut off. Same thing happened to Diddy. He was owed all his money by that BlackRock company, who really owned this thing that they had going. He asked for that. I think it was more than $20 million. I think it was $200 million maybe. I don't know what the contract was. It was a large sum of money with the BlackRock company in the end, and all of a sudden, bang, all this shit come out on him. He got fingered, even though he's going to get told. He got told because it was in the planning. But, you got that big company, got power, runs all your other rich companies. So that too. Goodbye, Mr. D. Now, I know people for likes. Now, I know people when they come in and like, they would say something nice. Auntie, watching again now on Low Street. Okay, I will do it there. That's one I sent before. So this tube, I hope you're not messing with me. People like talking to me. I have moderators. You can't keep locking me out, YouTube. Stop pushing me to the side. Everyone wants to be liked, even yourself. But you're doing it in a fashion that only the evil ones are loving you. And what are you doing? You spray them with favors, money. Make your rules and change your rules to favor the evil. Why are you doing this? Why do you not allow us to have the main rule? Is the connection words. Now we've got kids that see this YouTube platform, as I say, the best platform for kids and adults worldwide, is the biggest one for information to try and get us through in this world. For entertainment, for knowledge, for understanding. It's almost as good as Wikipedia itself, because you can actually go to visual, actually see what's going on. But you've also got 1 million different views, 9 billion different brains, 9 billion different battlefields, 9 billion different thought patterns. Each one different. You've got a great platform here, YouTube. And the ones that run YouTube, you do. But you run it in a silly manner, all driven for that money factor, for the clicks and the likes. For what? You read that book, do you see how it's written? You see what happens to you in the end. Do you feel that's the best way to go? No matter what you've done, whoever runs YouTube, no matter how much you're into that cult, no matter how much you're a Luciferian, no matter how much you are evil, you have always the option to turn back around. Might take you a long time to get back, but there's always that option. In the end, I'm a man. I can really only swap my soul out for one person. But I'm also the chief angel. I can order things. I have my own contracting system. It's a promise. I give you a promise, it gets done. And that's a promise. You work that one out. Angels out there, their promise is a hug or a handshake. We all got that handshake too. God's a betting man, so is the sun. God is betting that his son will learn, stop what he's doing, snap out of it, redeem himself, because he doesn't want his son to fall. And get out of this bullshit. Follow the water of life so it can keep the flowing. And all praise to him good, because he doesn't want to manipulate it and change it like he wants to. And he will assume the throne eventually. He will get his wish. He just has to wait his time. Maybe in 1500 years, when his father's finished reading or finished singing the Song of Life. So then he has read it. Because he is only 8,500 years old. This universe was created by his two aunties. Simple as that. Mother Nature's. And he was always going to protect the universe and life because he is a man. That's a man's job. In the circles of life, the fire, which forges the warmth and light itself. You have the free will, which is the children, born into the world, not knowing anything of what we teach them. They only know two things. They feel hungry, so they cry, and that they feel something called pain. It doesn't know what that is, but it knows it makes it cry. Everything else is a product of the environment and the teaching. Any other studies, more has to be done. Simple as that. None of us are born knowing what we are. None of us. We are born a free will thinking unit. A free will thinking unit is free. But it's a thinking unit. So we have to put the right knowledge into that free will thinking unit so it swims and guides the right way. That's when you have the next circle of life. The women. The women were the ones with a circle, the think tank, the think engine, most powerful weapon in the world. They sat there and determined how the kids are going to be looked after, how the kids are going to behave, what that kid's going to do, and they'll teach them about which part of the circle they're going to sit in. Then you have the circle of men on the outside, the shield. Stop any badness coming close to their ones that are learning. No, protect. But somewhere along the line, share all stages of humanity in every culture. Man has assumed this inner circle. Assumed charge of the direction of life, of the free will. That's another story. When that comes out, well, that's going to create more division and more derision between the sexes, between man and woman. And that's maybe something we're going to have to do. I'm not sure. But we don't want a war like that, where you end up like Venus, with a flash boiled ocean and a 400-degree a day and night atmosphere. In the greenhouse effect, you would not survive. And you don't end up like Mars, with no atmosphere being gouged, or a desert planet like something scraped across it, denuded it of its atmosphere and its life. It's often said, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Funny, my dad was never one of these scientific types, but the way he used to tell the stories of the ancient dreamings, and the way he would explain, well, he said that about Mars. I got thinking about that, well, that's a possibility. And I didn't know until I read it up that to create the caustic atmosphere like we have Venus, well, you flash boil the Earth's ocean and you have your Venus. Splash boiled. All in one go. Turned into a fucking most caustic atmosphere, and that's it. Locked in all that heat. Sun can get in, can't get out. Heats it up to 400 degrees every day. We can barely send devices there that last more than 12 minutes on the surface. Because the pressure is 90 times that of Earth. That's like going down about 2 k's under the water and jumping out the submarine. Wouldn't even know you died. Like them guys going down that little submarine. How long did they last? Oh, 1 millionth of a second before they knew it was coming. They would have heard a creak, bang, the ship finished. They wouldn't even heard the finish. Pressure, it's terrible. And that's why they take the NASA divers down, they take them diving down to get used to that pressure. Gravity is a funny thing. They're getting used to something. They want to go landing somewhere that's got pressure. We can only last so long. We can't, people got us going here, there. Well, we can't go near half the planet. It's too much radiation, so we've got to work out how we're going to dodge that. Half the stuff that they do, they say they can't do, yet they seem to be able to do it. People say, oh, don't go to the moon. We didn't go to the moon. Yes, we did. We did. Because the way it is, where this Earth gravitational shield, which blocks all that poisonous radiation, it actually licks the moon. Actually can reach out to the moon and gives the moon protection. So the moon sort of got a bit of a shield from the Earth, a bit of a little backup thing. And the way the moon is one side facing to us all the time, well, they landed on the side facing to us. And it was shining, but people got to realize that's not shining because of the sun shining on it. That's the light from the Earth bouncing back. That's why you get the eclipse. You think that one. How can the Earth shadow that moon if the moon is up there reflecting the sun? How can the Earth shadow the moon, right, if that's up there reflecting the sun? No, the Earth must be in front of the sun to shadow that moon, to go through those stages. The moon's shielded by the Earth, so it's able to go to the moon. This radiation bullshit saying that we can't go, well, there's a little bit more, but we're still shielded. It's only when you start getting out, going to Mars, and that, well, that's when you got to be shielded. That's what they're having problems with. Can't send life out if it's going to get all this radiation and not make it back. When your whole objective is to go out into outer space to see if there is life, kind of defeats the purpose, guys. That's why you'll find they'll end up sending more robots than they'll ever will send humans, why any of us are alive. But the way Elon Musk talks, what can I say? He's got these things that are supposed to be able to travel like Star Trek. You got all these bloody UFOs that are half that speed. You got all this technology he talks about on the Joe Rogan and whatever show, which is kind of a bit of a plant kind of show. I don't know what's going on there. To me, they come across like a bit of a Candace and a bit of a Mr. fucking, Mr. Tucker Carlson. Comes across like that one. Highly popular. A lot of people watch him. A lot of shit. Everything's conjecture. Yes, there's things about it. There's things about it, but there's no actual credibility. Where's the credibility? Where is it? Half those things they talk about that they knew about. Well, why aren't we bandering out the street, pulling those governments out with official, asking why are they doing this? Why don't you tell us about that? So you've got to look at it. It's hearsay information. If any of that was true, if anyone's following him, if it was all true, he wouldn't be sitting in there talking about it. He'd actually be doing something about it. Like I do when I go out. You rarely see any of those ones out of their fucking room with their microphones running their lips on how the fucking universe works. How do you know that when you're sitting inside a cube? Come on now. Yes, she was this. Yes, she was that. Now you're a bullshit talker. You're gonna talk real stuff, talk real stuff. Follow it through. Do a full investigation on that one fucking thing. Don't just go clicks and licks. Say, oh, this guy's seen a Sasquatch. This guy fucked a bear. This guy fought everyone in prison. Oh, this guy here, he's actually an alien. Welcome to the Joe Rogan show. And you was a fucking, hey, jump at that, just like you would at a white party with Diddy. Crazy that. And why is that? Because you chuck a bit of money in front of you and you go, oh, yes, that's right, I turn the blind eye to this. I would turn the blind eye while you hang that kid up with hooks and drink the blood. So you can all feel young again. While you sit there and drug out some of the best celebrities in the industry, get the camera out, make yourself and your son and everyone at the party go through him, have a good giggle. Oh, get a bit dry, get some of that baby oil. We'll slip that into him. Nice and greasy. They talk about the family. Well, can't help that when the family was right there, fucking double banking shit with him. Got the two biggest guys in the industry. Biddy, we know he's locked up. He got a couple of charges, got off few. That's your law system. He should have just got a judge trial, pissed the jury right off. He would have got more of them then. Then you got him and Jay-Z. Well, they double banked that underage girl. And they got off of that because they paid her off. It was a civil case. He didn't put it through the actual court of law of anything, right? So he can't get a charge. But he's guilty nonetheless because he paid that out. Then he's tried to sue that lawyer. Then the lawyer tried to sue him and all that banter went on there. Only at the end of what happened. She walked away. She got a check. But he didn't get charged. Oh, he's a hero. Yep, he's a hero. He's not that. He's not. Bullshit. He just paid someone off underage and they double bank against their will. No? That make any sense to you? Does that sound like there's not a crime being committed? If that crime wasn't committed, that wasn't done, there shouldn't have been any money paid. Shouldn't have been a case at all, and that's why he was there fighting it. But what happened? Who got paid out? It wasn't going to be as much as what they asked him for. That's why he put the counter case on the lawyer, but the lawyer had the case with him. Oh, you can't. I can say that about me. But bullshit. The lawyer's exempt from that. That's the whole reason why the lawyer's supposed to be out there. So he really didn't have a case for himself asking to sue him that one. It's all about a game of money. At the end of the day, that lawyer don't give a shit whether she gets off, gets the money or what. He gets paid. He works on commission too. You got to look at the game, guys. That's the game they're playing. Game of the rich. Think they could chuck a big bag of money around. That's going to get them off of shit. Look at Diddy. Fucking wow. $50 million. That'd be great to have a fucking bag of $50 million. And then, but to put that up to say, oh, you get me out of jail, judge, I'll give you 50 mil. Like it's coming out of your fucking back pocket. That'd be great to do that. But they get, no, sorry. No, $50 million, that could set me up completely for life. And I wouldn't have to worry about getting any money because I could generate enough money off that 50 million. I know how to function. I know the value of money. When you get that rich, money just seems like it's water. Because you're so used to it. Well, Jay-Z and Beyonce better start getting, going to fool a couple more fake stolen necklace claims. Make sure your shit's insured up, guys. Because you can't claim it's going to get money off of it if it's not insured. Oh, that's right. All your bills are paid for that one. Guarantee you're not suffering one bit. A rich man, rich people claim, poor and poverty. You know why? Because they're always frightened of not being able to use someone else's money and have to use their own. That means their stack that they got there is going to come down eventually. But he can sit back now. He can sit back. Leave the industry. And you tell me a person on this planet with his family, with his missus, that cannot survive with $2 billion in the bank and the interest is $133 million a year. If you could spend $133 million a year and say, I'm not having enough, then you should be hanging out in the street and we should just shoot you. We should just not mess around. We should do you what God wants to do to you. See, technically, when you shoot someone, you don't do it to kill him. The bullet does. You get that bullet blessed by a priest, well, fucking day, you're gone. I double banked that one. You ever think that, guys? You ever know that priests can bless anything, make it holy, even bullets in the gun? Take the shovel, go take it to the priest, dip in the holy water, get him do a bit of ming, make it holy. That's a holy shovel then. Not only does it dig holes, right, she's holy. So you hit anything that's demon or that, that's just going to tap it straight out. It's got a whole power all of its own, that stuff. That's why I say all these ones are witches and bad guys. Oh, well, we can fix them. You're going to take a bag of salt to your local priest. That's been ordained. They've got to be written. They've got to be signed in. That's part of the deal. The deal with a contracted priest. It's contracted in by your government official priest. Doesn't matter. Get them to bless that bloody holy water if they operate with that. And away you go. And anything holy, if you get a priest to bless it, get him to bless it, basically in Latin, which is usually you find is the Catholic Church. People are not agreeable with the Catholic Church, but they wrote the shit up because they're Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Emperor was the one that give you your Jesus that you have now in your book that you believe, and all your churches and all your fucking synagogues and everything that you know, everything that's been written, everything that you've been shown, everything that you fucking think you know, is given to you by a bloke called Emperor Constantine, who thought all the bullshit up and told you how you're going to fucking believe in Jesus. And all Jesus ever said, well, how do we pray to God, Jesus? Well, this is the Lord's Prayer, which we have just done. In the book, doesn't say anything else how this world's running for Jesus. God doesn't need money, guys. Why is those churches so elaborate? You're poor around the world. And the funniest thing is they're more active in the most poorest parts of the world, claiming tax-free that they're helping, but they also have been responsible for how many children? How many people have come forward over the years claiming these churches touched them and their children? You know how easy it is for a man of God to take a child's innocence. You want to know how easy it is? Come with me, my child. Let me show you what God wants for you. You believe in God? Yes. Well, from then on, you can tell him to go and do whatever he wants. Strip, take clothes. I think it in a mind. Everyone will think it's a bit wrong, especially depending on how old the kid is. I get right at that child just by the power of using God. God wants this to happen. Believe me. And God says this is a holy vow, and if you say anyone to anything, you go to hell. And being a guy that's praying to you, telling you all about God, well, you're going to believe him. So you'll find a lot of these kids are susceptible to that. And they're using the name of God to perform these acts. And you know about them. They come out all the time. That nothing is done. They don't ever serve time. They don't ever get charged. The only thing that happens to them is they move them somewhere else to another mission where there's no one that's got any brain with millions of kids and start the process all over again. Or they excommunicate them from the church or demote them down. Or you can no longer be the bishop of Sydney. You know, you found out you've been touching kids yourself. You have to step down. But he stepped down, retirement, like a billionaire. He was a top bloody bishop for the Catholic Church in Australia, of course. He was selling a lot of insurance, a lot of money people chuck around and shit down here for shit. We got wealth for all, guys. It's in our fucking constitution, it's in our bloody song. They chuck it around. Why scammers come to Australia, sure, they can earn more out of this 26 million in Australia than they can do out of whole America in a day. You know? That's how much money we got to chuck around here. But we only got like 5% of the dickheads actually having that money. The rest of us got to struggle. That's life. Even in our own accredited country. We can't even chop down a tree unless we get council approved. We can't do bloody bugger all. It's supposed to be our land. Well, it's not. Not even the one that they have us freehold. This is the Archangel Michael Live. Getting tired, need a drink. People in and out. I know people should have been talking to me, but no one's talking. Why have you blocked my talk, chat, YouTube? Bad guy. It's Archangel Michael signing off for now. Was there earlier in the chat. I suggest you look at it. First you listen to it. If you want to follow, follow. If you don't. It all counts. Only about, I make it about a minute long. 30 seconds is all you need for God every day. You turn two of the keys. Put him first, and he's in charge. Signing off for now.